So the request table number of rows is not equal or greater than the request table row, then the process has to continue. So I will just use another calculate tool for that, and let's take this calculate tool a little bit down from here, and let's just zoom out a little bit to see it better. Okay, so if it is from no, the process shall continue, and I must make the request table preview read only. So let's just copy and paste this read only, and let's just skip this, and now let's make it read only, but not the request table, the request table preview. Request table preview. Yes, this table. I will just make read only all these rows, and let's make read only request table preview, and it will be request table preview. Okay, done. Let's save it. Okay, so let's proceed now. Let me check if there is anything that needs to be hidden at this step. So I want to show yes, the approval I will leave it to the manager. So I want to hide this column, so it's number 1 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. So I have to hide 9th column. Let's use our calculate tool and our expression as hide table column, and the table will be this time request table preview. Column index will be only 9, and true, and right column preview request table preview, and let's select the table. Okay, and oh, there's no button here. Let's just name it as well. So I can say maybe here supplier selection, so it's getting quotes. Just let's say get quotes, and let's change the background color. Okay, so the process seems ready. Let's save it, and let's proceed with the task form. Okay, let's use this task form. Let's copy and paste it because it will already be sent to procurement, and let's send it to procurement. Let's change the subject, maybe form number procurement request, and I can write to the disclosure, maybe, I don't know, please enter prices and delivery date or dates And let's show which data elements. Let's check from here. I think form number, read only, form date, requester, and request table. All these read only, but the request table preview, I want to show it. Okay, let's check again. So far so good. So let's save the process. Okay, let's now maybe set the status here to remind ourselves at which step we are at. Let's take a calculate tool. Okay, the button name. Yeah, the button name. Let's write maybe send codes and background color again. And let's write to the status maybe something like codes have been submitted to the requester. Okay, and then from the requester, in order to avoid the requester to add any row or delete any column, I will use my function of, I think you remember this function, set line item button states. So the users will not be able to add or remove any column or row, but this time the table will be different, of course. It will be request table preview. Okay, so maybe by mistake, if the requester tries to add or delete any button, we will just avoid it. And I have hide it here, the column A. What's the column A? Let's check what's the column A. So the column 9, I'm sorry, not A, the column 9, because let's check the formula. Look, I have just hide the column 9, but I will have to unhide it now. Let me explain why. Because column 9 is the approval checkbox. I will have to unhide it to the requester because the requester will do the selection. So I can just copy and paste this data element, and what I have to do is only make the true false in order to make it visible, and let's say unhide. That's fine. And now it's time for the initiator to give the approval. So what I have to do is to get a task form, but this time to the initiator, because the initiator is the requester. No need to write any note. And let's check form number, form date, requester, request table, all read only, and request table preview will be visible to the requester. Yes, we are nearly coming to an end to the process. Let's say what we have done. after taking the approvals, now I want to create one order table. So in order to create that table, I will use a new function, and for that function, let's first get our calculate tool and let's place it here. Okay, and after the approval, let's say this button, approve button, and let's make it green, positive vibes, and the function will be get line item table X. Now I'll try to explain you that table. First, I get the table. It will be request table preview, and then I want to transfer the approval, the approved products to a new table. So I will write an expression here. First, let's write which columns do I want to transfer, and it is between the parentheses 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 column. I want to transfer these columns, but only for the approval products. So now I'm writing the expression here. The expression will be between the parentheses. Ninth column was the checkbox column. I mean the approved element button. So I will use that column and the condition is true. So if it is checkboxed with column 9, then I want to get all these data here if this condition is true. So let's close the parenthesis, and yes, this is our new function we use in order to transfer that data. And the calculated data element, of course, it will be request table preview. I will use this table for the orders, and let's write the status. I don't know, transfer orders to table. All right. So these columns will be transferred, but it's only for the one row. So I need to make again a loop here. So to determine the loop, again, let's bring the calculate tool and let's develop a new data element like request table preview row number. Okay, and it will be numeric data. Oh, sorry. It will be a numeric data. So, and I will use the function get line item row count for the table request table preview, and I can say request table preview row number. Okay, request table preview row number numeric data. This is I'm doing it for developing the loop. So after I take the data row count, I need to make the row count here because I'm always increasing the row count at the request table preview. So I need to make it default 0, and let me get one calculate element, and let's make the request table row default 0. Request table preview, request table preview row. Yes, this one. Request table preview row equals to 0. Default it's already 0. Yes, request table preview is 0 here. And then I need to make the supplier row 0 as well, because I always increase the supplier row one by one here. You see the supplier row, and let's make a new calculate tool, and let's make the supplier row equals to 0, and the data elements will be the supplier row. Yes, supplier selection row is equals to 0. It's the same function here, supplier selection row. I could just copy and paste it as well. So it's ready to define the rule of my loop. So let's save the process. I'm doing this for sending the orders to the sub process I will show shortly.